right, Shalom, Shalom.
Shalom.
GMS Louisiana Saints, the Lafayette branch, coming back at you with another live lesson. But before we go any further, we already facing the east. We're going to give infinite honors and praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Kakadash. Double honors to our teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well and are worthy of their double honors. Peace and blessings to you, Akim, pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last 60 times. Kwame Yashala, Shalom. All right, they just want to get into it. All right, me and the brother were just going into this topic. Then show the righteous man stand in great boldness of such as they have afflicted them. All right, that righteous man, all right, being the hopeful elect of the house of Israel, okay, standing in great boldness in the faces of our adversaries, man, starting with Esau, Edom, man. All right, containing Psalms 83rd chapter. These other nations around about that lick our swords, man. All right, that have extorted the nation of Israel for unjust gain, man. So ultimately, it's going to be our time to shine soon, but it has to come via these prophecies, which is the testimony of whom the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, man, whose name is really Yahweh Shai, man. You got it, bro.
All right, this is Proverbs chapter 12, verse 5. It says, the thoughts of the righteous are right, but the counsel of the wicked are deceit.
Right, the counsels of the wicked are deceit, man. Starting with Esau, Edom, they counsel against the children of the Most High, man. They counsel against Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai and his men. So the counsel of the wicked has it set in their heart that they're going to get the victory over America, man. All right, here in America, over the elect, man. But the elect is going to get the victory in the end. Shalom, Akim. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatam. All right, but the elect are going to get the victory in the end, man, because we have the counsel of the Most High, man. All right. Just give me Amos 3 and 7 real quick, guys.
This is Amos 3 and 7. And it says, surely the Lord God, Yahweh, will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets.
That's right. Surely the Lord will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto who are?
His servants, the prophets.
That's right, man. The men of the Lord. We know the secrets of the Most High. We abide in that shadow of the Most High, pertaining to Psalms, man. All right? Which is this wisdom, this knowledge, this understanding. And that's what's comforting us in these last days, man. Pertaining to Isaiah, the 33rd chapter, around the 6th verse, man. These words are comforters. The scriptures even tell you that comfort one another with these words, man. What do these words entail of? The mysteries of the kingdom. All right, the mercies, the tender mercies of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Also the anger of the Lord, man. Also these prophecies, man, which is the testimony of Yahweh Shai. You got it, bro. Go ahead. You had one? You can bring it up.
All right, this is Daniel chapter 7, verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change the times and the laws, and they shall be given into the hand until the times and dividing of times. So him that's speaking great words against the Most High is Esau Edom in his kingdom. And he's speaking against the Most High by, trying to silence his prophets, man. All right, but just trying to stand out here boldly to tell you the truth, man, about his kingdom, about who he is, about who you are, all right, and about the destruction, man, and how to gain salvation. All right?
Right. You can go back to that Proverbs.
All right. All right. Back in Proverbs. This is Proverbs chapter 12, verse 6. Right? The words of the wicked are to lie and wait for blood, but the mouth of the upright shall deliver them.
Right. And like we're going to get into in that Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, the words of the wicked ultimately saith in their hearts that, hey man, is this the guy from the job? Is this the guy from my workplace? Oh, he ain't nothing. He don't have the truth. But that's going to be to their detriment, man. All right. That's going to be to their loss, man. All right. Because ultimately we do have the truth. So whether they think it in their minds that Lord isn't dealing with us, they're going to be confounded by those same words, man. You got it, bro.
All right. Continuing on, this is verse 7. The wicked are overthrown and are not, but the house of the righteous shall stand.
One more time, man.
All right, this is Proverbs chapter 12, verse 7. It says, the wicked are overthrown and are not, but the house of the righteous shall stand.
That's right, man. The house of the righteous shall stand. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness, man. The Lord isn't going to have us. The Lord said he had reserved 7,000. You can get that real quick in Romans, all right? The Lord said he reserved 7,000 men that have not bowed to the knees of Baal. So if we're not bowing, we're going to be standing, man. All right? Standing for what? They got what's that saying in the world? Like, it's like, if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything, man. So if you don't stand for this truth, you're going to fall and take that charagma, all right? You've already fallen and taken that juice, that jump shot, man, okay? So you have to stand firm in the Lord, man. Those that stood so stiffly, I'm going to get that too while you bring that out. You got it.
All right, this is Romans chapter 11 and 4. All right, it says, but what saith the answer of the Lord unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal. All right, and that's the image of Baal is the system. Okay, the system in which they're trying to indoctrinate our people in, man. All right, whether it be Christianity, all right, whether it be hip hop, all right, whether it be the alphabet crew, whether it be any one of these philosophies out here other than the scriptures, man. All right, trying to be a Muslim, a Buddhist, all right, a spiritual man, or whatever.
That's bowing. That's bowing to the knees of Baal, man. All right, Marduk, Baal. All right, same thing. This system, man. This is Babylon reincarnated, man. So those who bow their knee onto that image back then, they're going to come back in a reincarnation and take that charagma, man. They're going to be conformed by the ways of the society, man. The Lord says, be not conformed by this world, but be transformed, get that too, by the renewing of your mind, man. That's what that righteous man is going to be doing, all right? Starting with Yahushua, man. He was transformed because he renewed his mind, all right? He suffered in the flesh. He did not sin. So he was rewarded with that eternal life. And that's the affliction we're going through right now, man. We're going through hell right now. But guess what? We see the light at the end of the tunnel. All right? We see the way that the Lord is making for us. And we see that the Lord is preparing everything in order to set up for this great miracle that's about to happen, man. Which is our deliverance from the neck of our enemies, man. The southern and the northern kingdom. Because as it is written, Judah and Israel should be oppressed together, man. All right? We're both here in America being persecuted, man. The Lord is waking up the northern tribe, you so-called Latinos, all right? You so-called Mexicans, okay? And you're coming back. But guess what's the common denominator? Call Allah Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That name, man, all right? The Lord is bringing us on common grounds via this truth, man. We're not coming together on anything else, all right? You got it, brother.
All right, this is Romans chapter 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, right, that ye may be able to prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh.
That's right.
That's right. So be not conformed to the world, meaning, don't follow the ways of the world, man. All right. Don't be tied in or entangled with these different women, man, which are these different philosophies.
Yep.
All right. And it says, by the renewing of your mind, and proving what is good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh. So, meaning that you would be taking on these customs to yourself, man. Walking the straight gate, living your life according to the Bible, man, to the best of your ability.
Right.
All right. So that way you'll gain salvation.
Thank you. Hey, because notice it said, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you'll be able to prove what is right, what is good. So it's a process. You have to renew your mind first, which means what? Refresh. Come back to the remembrance of things. Come back to the ancient past. The scriptures tell us that. Seek the ancient past, man. We're seeking the ancient past because that's what a righteous man would do. All right? The righteous likes of Job, Noah, all right? Abraham, all right? Son of the promise, okay? And many other men. Because that's 7,000 that have not bowed their knees to Baal. That's the completion amount of number, man. That's the elect. All right, contained in Revelation, the 7th chapter, man. 12,000 from Judah, Benjamin, Levi. And then it goes down to the 9th verse where it says, nations, tongues, people, of Israelites, man. So the Lord doesn't miss, he does everything in order. But I got you one backing you up and you got it, bro. This is 2 Corinthians 5:17. Therefore, if any man be in Yahushua, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. You got it, brother.
Okay? Done. So, you're becoming a new creature, man. Meaning that you're becoming, basically, what's acceptable, like the scripture we just brought out in Romans, man. What's acceptable in the eyes of the Lord, but not what's acceptable in the eyes of men anymore. All right? You're becoming, like I said, you're trying to become perfect, man. All right?
Hey, let me get that for you in the NLT.
All right.
This is Romans 12:2 in the NLT. And it says, don't copy, it's Romans 12:2 in the NLT. It says, don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua transform you into a new person by changing the way you think.
That's right.
Then you will learn to know the Most High's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect. You got it, bro.
That's right, man. So, putting off the what? Can you read one more time?
All right, it says, Romans 12:2, don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let the Most High transform you into a new person by changing the way you think.
That's right. The way you think is the way you think will ultimately turn into your actions, man. That you walk.
Yeah.
Because there's not what Jake think. He think that he'll be a young boy. He think that he one of these celebrities. So what do they do? He acts it out. He wearing ski masks in the middle of summer. Okay, or he's following his favorite rapper or his icon, or whoever it may be.
Yeah,
that's the way he thinks, man.
Right.
Here's one backing you up.
You got it.
All right, this is Ephesians 4:22. It says that you put off the old conversation, that you put off the old, put off concerning the former conversation of the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust, and by renewing in the spirit of your mind, which is your heart. All right, your mind is what you think about. All right, and that ye put on the new man, which is after Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Right.
All right, is created in righteousness and true holiness. All right, holiness. All right. So basically, you're putting off that old conversation, man. The ways that you don't talk the same way you used to talk whenever you was in the world.
Right.
All right. Now you're using a different form of being able to talk to people and reason with people.
That's right.
You're not talking to them in those niggerisms, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Time.
Yep.
You're talking with them with some sense.
Yep.
And they can tell that within you.
That's right. Hey, man, because we got to be examples of Yahushua, man. Amongst Great Millstone is filled with leaders, all right, counselors, men with wisdom, great advice, all right, great speakers, all right, researchers, resourceful. So we ought to be liking onto that, man. All right. We have to be good leaders, man. Lead and foster brothers into a leadership position to help grow them, man. All right. This is not a selfish organization, man. This is not a selfish body, a selfish church, man. This is a selfless church. All right. This is Romans 6:4. Therefore, 6:5, it says, for if we have been planted together in the likeness of his death, we shall be also in the likeness of his resurrection. Knowing this, that our old man is crucified with him, and the body of sin might be destroyed, that henceforth we should not serve sin. You see, so that old man was crucified with Yahushua, man. We have to come back into the anastrophia of that new man, all right? Which is what? Putting on the whole armor of the Most High, walking in integrity, walking in truth, walking in honesty, putting off niggerism, putting off the mannerism of the world, man. Because all that is going to do is destroy you in the end, man. Putting on putting on the cloth of the world. See, we got these garments on right now, right? Sackcloth and ashes. This is just a remembrance of the fourth time, and we do this through faith. But just use that example of the world. People put on a certain attire to impress people in the world, right? Or to put on that worldly image, man. You gotta take that and separate and sever that from among you, man. All right? Unless you fall, okay? And that goes with constantly being around men of understanding, constantly being around men that set examples, all right, for you to be that, man. You got it, bro. Go ahead.
I got one right here. This is 2 Corinthians 4:16. It says, "For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, the inward man is renewed day by day." So our outward man is the man that was in the world, man. All right, the man that everybody liked it. All right. Oh, the party, the go-getter. You know what I mean?
That man isn't ready to stand in great boldness in front of those that have afflicted him, man. That man's not gonna have that God-like boldness about himself, man. That old man is gonna do whatever the world is doing, the fashion of the world. Scripture tell you that faded away, man. You got to put that off, like the brother's going into. You got it.
Yep. It says, "But though the outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day." So, by us putting off the old man, which is our old conversation, the way that we used to deal with, people and deal with how we used to deal in our everyday lives, that man, we putting him off every day, and he's dying, while our inward man, which is the spirit, which is the way of the Lord, is growing each day. That we put that on, that we wear this, this armor,
right.
The truth. All right.
Hey, I got you a quick one. This is Hebrews 12:1. Hebrews 12:1. Wherefore, I was looking for the other one that said the fashion of the world. Down the water. Hebrews 12:1. Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses. Woo! What's that talking about, man? That great cloud of witnesses, man. The heavens, the holy angels, man. Let us lay, and we're a part of those witnesses, because according to the scriptures, we have that testimony of Yahushua. When you go into a court of law, right, you have something that's called witness testimony, eyewitness testimony. All right, we're those eyewitnesses according to Ezekiel 9:4, man. Those eyewitnesses that are beholding the things that are going on in society and giving account up to the heavens. How are we giving our account? Through the works, through prayer, through fasting. That's how we're showing that we see the wickedness that's going on and we don't want to take part in it, man. But it says, "Let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us, looking unto Yahushua, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him," which was the kingdom, man. All right, having us back in our proper order, in that right state of mind. The joy that was set before him is the same joy that is set before us, because we're going to get that inheritance, man. So we see the joy that is set before us, therefore we act a certain way. We don't move all loose and wild, man. All right, we don't just like they used to say, what, you walk around like a chicken with his head cut off, man. We don't do that, man. It's a certain conduct and manner of life that we uphold to and that we take with and hold it in high regard, man. And we're willing to die for it. But it says, "Who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of the Most High." So Yahushua went through shame. He endured the cross. He bared those burdens. So now he's at the right hand of the Ancient of Days, man, of Yahweh, man, who the world ignorantly calls God. So the Lord is obviously a man of his word, man. We have to be a man of ours. All right? You got it, brother. Yeah, you can bring it up.
All right, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 31. And it says, "And they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away." So we use this world, we go get our daily bread, all right, to take care of the things that we need to take care of, because we need a roof over our head, we need clothes, we need, and food and different things like that. So yeah, we use the world in that sense, because those are the necessities that we need, but we don't abuse it, man.
Right.
That you don't always not going to see us in the club, or you're not gonna always see us, out and about, just where anybody, we just easily accessible to anybody and everybody, man.
We take upon that mindset, just because we can do it, don't mean we will do it, man.
Right.
All right? That's the mindset of the men of the Lord. Just because we can do things, right? We can have liberty and do certain things. That don't mean that, let me get it real quick. The scriptures can say it any better than I can. Way better than I can, man. All right? It's just backing you up. All right? It says, 1 Corinthians 6:12, all things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. I just want you to get that word, and you can continue expounding on it. I'm going to read it again. All things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be brought under the power of any. See?
Yeah, so basically, we have the, we can go do certain things, like buy land and a whole bunch of land and houses if the Lord has given you that ability to go do it. But we know that this place is going to ultimately pass away. So, we don't put our heart and our soul behind these possessions that we have on this side. Because as we read, it said that this world passeth away, man. All right? The scriptures say, store up not your treasures in heaven. Store up your treasures in heaven, where moth and rust is not corrupt.
That's right.
All right? These things can deteriorate. Your car can break down, end up in a damn junkyard or somewhere. Like, these things are not promised to us. A tornado can come and, destroy your house, anything,
Brother.
So, in the kingdom, man, we're not going to have that issue.
Yeah.
So meditate on trying to, get to that, man.
Right. Let me get this real quick. Hey, because it says all things are lawful, and we know that's not talking about just everything, right? We know that's talking about under the law. All things are lawful under the law, which are good, all right? But it says, I'm going to bring this out in the NLT. It's a banger. It says, 1 Corinthians 6:12 in the NLT. It says, you say, I am allowed to do anything, but not everything is good for you. And even though I am allowed to do anything, I must not become a slave to anything. You see? You got it, bro. Let me bring it out again. 1 Corinthians 6:12. You say I am allowed to do anything, but not everything is good for you. And even though I am allowed to do anything, I must not become a slave to anything. You see?
Yeah.
So the Lord gives us certain liberty, certain things we can do. Does that mean we overindulge in it? Because it's not edifying. It's not for edification purposes, man. All right? You have to walk that thin line. Just because you can do something don't mean you should do it. All right? Just because it's lawful don't mean that it's expedient. You got that word? All right? We're doing things according to the times and according to prophecy, man. Everything ain't expedient for right now, man. All right? Shalom, Maki Miyaba, Shimiyam Shabrak, basic wisdom. Shalom, brother. Wada to wada. You got it, brother?
All right. This is expedient. It says wise. It says timely.
Timely, man.
Yeah.
The Lord deals with time, man, on time. All right? Even though we don't know the seasons, we know we're in the times for the Quran to be issued. All right? For all hell to break loose, FEMA camps, Jacob's trouble, and ultimately the deliverance of the elect. We don't have time to be BSing and playing games, man.
Yeah.
All right? So although we have certain liberties and things we can do that are lawful, that doesn't mean that we should do them. All right? And that doesn't mean that we're going to be so consumed in them that it's just going to take over us, man. And we become a slave to them, man. Yeah. You got it, bro.
Yeah, because there's a certain saying in the world, too much of anything isn't good.
Right, bro.
And that's the truth.
Hey, even when we learn certain lessons and go through certain breakdowns, the elders will tell us, well, hey, you need some time for this to digest in. I don't want to pack your mind over too much right now. You know what I mean? You need time for it to sink in, man. Yeah. All right? Even your brain needs time where it can just take a step back from studying and you can relax, man. All right? Shalom, shalom.
Yeah. Even.
Brother got a bang on them. Bring it out for you real quick. Basic wisdom, shalom, brother Yahweh Shemiyah Shah. All right, John 6:27, it says, labor not for the meat which perisheth, but for that meat which endureth unto everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give unto you, for him had the Most High, the Father, sealed. Ooh, that's heavy, man. All right? So it says, labor not for the meat which perisheth. That's likened unto the ways of this world, the fashion of this world is going to perish. All right? It's here today, it's gone tomorrow. How many fashions we've seen come and go? The 90s fashion will come back. It'll be like, man, that's from the 90s. There's nothing new under the sun. All right? It says, but not for that meat, but for that meat which endured unto everlasting life. And this is that meat right here, Akim. All right? This is written aforetime for our learning. All right? And it's going to withstand the test of times, right? Rome fell. Greece fell. They were taken out of power. All right? Ancient Babylon fell, so on and so forth. But guess what? This will never fail. These words will never fail. It's written in the scripture. Let me get it real quick.
Yeah, because that meat is, like the brother said, is the word. And we're all sitting at that table, eating, that word, man, eating that whole roll, as the scripture say. We're taking it on to ourselves in our everyday lives. We're not eating the meat of the king, which is of this world, but we're eating at the table of Yahweh Shai, man. All right, the real true king, the King of Kings. All right, who established order. All right,
you got it.
Let's see here. What I want to
Let me get this real quick. Right. I was looking for it's going to come to me. 2 Peter 3:11. It says, seeing then, I'm going to start at 10. It says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. And we know the earth is not going to be destroyed, but that's talking about the ways and the philosophies of this society. They're going to be burnt up, man, in that nuclear fire, man. All right? The fashion of this world, the customs, the way of dressing, the mannerism of conversation, man. The conversation of this world is going to be burnt up, man. How you go out, what's acceptable, all right? How you talk to people, how you talk to women, all that is going to be destroyed, man. It's going to go back to this one true doctrine, man. All right? Under Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. The water for that precept, brother. All right, verse 11, it says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? So we know America is going to be destroyed. I think it's Ephesians, the 5th chapter, it tells you, be circumspect, knowing what the will of the Lord is. The will of the Lord is to destroy America. So if we're wise men, we call ourselves studious, resourceful, then we got to know that we're supposed to be walking and operating in a certain manner, knowing that the Lord is going to destroy this place, and that it's temporary, man. That don't mean we got to walk nonchalant, all right, and just not be circumspect. That means we got to be on point, be on game. Watch the way you move. Watch where you go. Watch who you talk to. Watch what type of women you deal with, man. All right? Be circumspect. Like the scriptures tell you, keep thine eyes single, man. Okay? Because you really need that this guideline right here, man, in order to walk in these times, man. Because if not, then you should fall, man. All right? Verse 12, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of our power, where the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. That's right, man. The destruction of America, man. All right, the heavens being on fire, man. Because there's going to be a war in the heavens. This is what you would call the first heaven. All right, there's going to be a war here in America on the earth. All right, there's going to be a war in the second heaven, which is the what you call outer space. All right, because it tells you that second is the 13th chapter. All right, city versus city, people versus people, realm versus realm. All right, what realm is going to be against the other realm? The third heavens, the holy angels, is going to be against Esau, Edom, and his space military, as well as these other militaries here on the planet Earth, man. So it's an order that the Lord does everything. So the Lord just wants us to be in order in these last seconds of time. All right, you got it. Yeah, you had one.
No, we ain't.
You can go with it. All right, go ahead.
All right, bear with me just for a second. All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. It says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him.
One more time, brother.
It says, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. And then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors.
That's right, man. And we know that the righteous men of the Lord stems and comes out of the elect of the house of Israel. This is Revelation 21:2. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. See, when we get beamed up and behold this place being on fire in that sea of glass, that lake of fire, all right, we're ultimately going to come back down, all right, and lay down law with Yahweh Shai, man. All right, we're going to get these elites out of the clefts of the rocks, these underground bunkers. All right, we're going to restore the planet Earth, man. All right, because the earth is not going to be destroyed. Because when you go into that word new, it goes into refresh. So the earth is going to be refreshed, man, under a new leadership. Starting with Yahweh Shai, man, pertaining to Isaiah 9:6. But it says, and as it says, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. That husband being Yahweh Shai, that bride being the nation of Israel. As it is written, I have likened Jerusalem unto a comely and delicate woman. All right, so that's how the Lord sees us. He sees the nation of Israel as his bride, but out of the nation of Israel, he dealing with men. All right, verse 3, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and the Most High himself shall be with them and be their power, man. So the Lord is going to dwell amongst us, but guess how he's dwelling amongst us first and foremost? Through this word, through this truth. All right, it tells you in John the 1st chapter, it says, the word was made flesh, and he dwelt amongst us, man. So Yahweh shall walk amongst us in the flesh, man. And so he will again and return amongst us in the flesh, in that angelic form, man. And we're going to be changed into the likeness of that, man. As we were in the beginning, we were made in the image of Yahweh Shai, man. All right, and as we will return to it. All right, you got it, brother.
All right, this is this is Ezekiel 33:7, and it says, so thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman upon the house of Israel. Therefore thou shalt hear the word at my mouth and warn them from me. All right, so he said the Lord is going to raise up a man or men to what? To warn the house of Israel, man. And he's done that by what? Giving our elders and our apostles. All right, and then they what? They've built up other brothers in the spirit. All right, through the unicorn, through the internet. All right, then other brothers started to teach, man, and now you see us teaching. All right, it was a domino effect, man. You know, that's how the Lord set things up. And these men are being built up in the spirit. These brothers are being built up in the spirit to be pillars, all right, in this kingdom, to come up against it, and to be pillars in the kingdom of heaven. You know? You got that.
That's right, brother. You see it? All right. You can go back to Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter.
All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 2.
You can read one again, Bible.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors.
Right, and look at how we're being afflicted right now, man, through the course of slavery. Look at how we were taken over here, all right, during the transatlantic slave trade, man. Look at how we're oppressed, beat down, brought low morally, branded with idols, all right, made to worship idols, made to worship other gods, man, all right? And now you have the time where the Lord is going to bring the underdog story into play, man. The righteous man is going to stand in great boldness to those that accounted nothing of his labors, man. How many brothers are on the job, all right? How many brothers have worked in the society and was accounted nothing for it, man? How many brothers been plagiarized on the job, all right? Esau taking their works and making it his, man. These are the nations extorting us and using our talents against us, man, all right? To pollute us, all right? Coming into more against us. So the Lord has seen all of that and he's made record of it, man. All right, he's going to reward us and we're going to stand boldly in front of our enemies, man. Okay. You got it, bro.
All right, this is Sirach Sirach 11:5. It says, many kings have sat down upon the ground, and one that was never thought of has worn the crown. So that's basically the elect, man. They don't think that we don't think of us to wear the crown, man. They don't think of us to rule the kingdom. They don't think of us to be judges or priests. They don't think of us to be anything besides just some niggas that's holding the Bible, man. All right, or just that this is just some other fad. This is just some phase that just coming through, running through this generation, just like all the others, man. But the scriptures say that if this is of the Lord, then it will stand. But if it was of man, then it will fall. All right, and it's proven to be true because of the prophecies. All right, the prophecies are taking place. So that's how we know that it's the truth, man. But you're only going to be able to understand that if the Lord has given you the eyes to be able to see it.
The eyesight. Yeah, that's right. It's Ezekiel 3:8. It says, "Behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces." So like you got a little wind out here. All right. It says Ezekiel 3:8. "Behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong against their foreheads. As an adamant harder than flint have I made thy forehead. Fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house." So in order to go and teach unto the house of Israel, the Lord calls them imputed and hard-headed. All right, he says the whole head is sick. So in order to be able to go out and teach, you have to have some boldness about you. You have to be unwavering. You have to be unmovable, man. You have to stand firm, all right, for the Lord. Let me get that real quick, man. All right. Just type in there. This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 2, verse 43. "And in the midst of them was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly." Revelation 2:10, "Be faithful unto death, and I shall give thee a crown of life." Man, it's talking about Yahweh Shai, man, taller than the rest of that higher stature. Because according to Colossians, the 1st chapter, Yahweh Shai, he has that preeminence, man, over us. So we have the perfect example on this side of who we should pattern ourselves after, how we should be, how we should move, how we should think, how we should treat other brothers, man. So we don't really have any excuses, man. All right. It says, "So I asked the angel that said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of the Most High. Now they are crowned and receive palms." And that's what that Wisdom of Solomon 5th chapter is going into, man. Us being crowned, standing in great boldness, all right, on our way to be crowned, man. Okay, it says we put on the immortal clothing, because it tells you that in Revelations it tells you that the white is symbolizing, roughly paraphrasing, it says the white is symbolizing the righteousness of the saints. That's what it means, man. We put on that immortal clothing, so now we look different to the world. They can't put their finger on it and say, "Hey, he's calling upon the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's why he's not coming to the Christmas parties, the Valentine's parties, the Mardi Gras." No, they can't actually put their finger on it yet. But ultimately, we're going to stand in great boldness in their face, and they're going to be convicted in their minds, man. All right, for the wickedness that they had in their hearts towards us. But it says, verse 46, "Then said I unto the angel, what young person, Yahweh Shai is coming back as that young man." All right, it says, "What young person is it that crowned them and giveth them palms in their hands?" And that palms is a symbolization of victory, man. All right, it says, "So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of the Most High, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord." Wisdom of Solomon 5th chapter. "The righteous man shall stand in great boldness, man, in the face of such as them that have afflicted them, and made no account of their labors," man. All right, they don't. The men of the Lord, the elect, with the elites on the right hand side, man. We do amazing works in this society, man, but it's never accounted for. All right, it's never noticed. But we don't want your accreditation, man, Esau. We don't want you to credit us or put us on the pedestal, because that's what the Lord is going to do, man. That's what that crown of life is going to symbolize, man. All right, go ahead, bro. I got one too after you. All right. Yeah.
No, I didn't get yours.
All right. This is just backing up that Wisdom of Solomon 5th chapter. This is Wisdom of Solomon 2. And I'm going to start at... I'm going to start at 6. It says, and this is the mindset of the wicked, man. All right? This is the wicked versus the righteous. It says, come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present. That's the mindset of the world, man. Oh, let's enjoy what's happening now. What they got going on, they got parties. They got this, they got that, man. Let's go do that. We don't want to miss that. We don't want to miss this party, man. We don't want to miss this turn up, man. To hell with that, man. All right? We don't want to miss this. We don't want to miss these next prophecies that are coming to pass. We don't want to miss Russia versus the United States, man. All right? According to prophecy. We don't want to miss these famines, these pestilence, these plagues, all right? We want to keep our eyes, like you brought out in Ezekiel, right? I have made thee a watchman. You got to step up and embrace that and be a good watchman, man. You got to watch what's going on. You got to report on it. You got to be resourceful, like me and the brother was going into, man. All right? Could you get that? Go on to online etymology, Baba Bashar, and just get that word resourceful, man. Because the Lord commands us to be resourceful, man. We got to be resourceful. You got to go and pull the information. You got to go get the articles. You got to get the videos. You got to go into the etymology. You got to go into words, man. All right? This is a part of the truth. And it's a gift that the Lord has given us, man. And we use it to edify the nation of Israel. But let me continue on. You can bring it up.
All
I'll
right.
let you go ahead.
All right. Let's see here. This is resourceful. It says any means of supplying a want of deficiency, Salakia, a source, a spring, which is like
Right.
Let's see.
A source, a spring, which is this truth.
Yeah.
All right, the springs,
Rivers of
water.
water.
You got it.
Right. Let's see. It says, yeah. But that's pretty much the point.
Because a spring does what? It makes something come forth, come out. When you put springs on a bed, right? What does it make that bed do? Rise up, and have support. It supports. So when you're being a resource, you're basically supporting me, or being a good aid. You got it, bro.
Yeah. Like the brother said, you're being a support, man. All right, you're being a help to the body. All right, by bringing information to the table, man. All right, to further prove the scriptures.
Yeah.
Whether it be articles speaking on certain points or different things that's going on to the world pertaining to prophecy. You know, if you see it, then you're supposed to post it. All right, so that way, brothers might want to do a video on it, man. It might have been in the brother's spirit, you know, and you just posted it, and now the brother's doing the video, man, edifying.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Hey, they got a saying that says, "What idle time is the devil's haven, man. The devil's playground." Man.
Yeah.
So if you just sitting doing nothing, you're not being resourceful. Your mind is it's going nowhere, man. You're going nowhere fast, man. The Lord requires us to be researchers, writers, studious. All right. The scriptures say, "Study to show thyself approved," man. All right, but this is back in that Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter. It says, Okay, you want to go first? You got it.
Fine. This is Ephesians 6 and 19, and it says, "And for me, that utterance may be given unto me, that I may open my mouth boldly to make known the mysteries of the gospel." It says, "For which I am an ambassador in bonds, that wherein I may speak boldly as I ought to speak." So
You got to bring that out. That's heavy, bro.
Yeah.
You got to bring that out again. Huh? That's heavy, bro. That's beautiful.
This is Ephesians 6 and 19. It says, for as for me, that other may be given unto me, that I may open my mouth boldly to make known the mysteries of the gospel. And how do you do that? The resources, man. Being in support, because the resources are the news that you see. All right. If any mischief that you see in the news, Esau's plot, you see that it, like, for instance, these derailments. All right. For instance, these food places these food plants getting destroyed. All right. Or these farmers having to give up and throw away all their crops and basically let go of all their milk and different products like that. Okay, that's suspicious. All right, and it's a prophet's job to say, hey, look, man, these people may be planning a famine. Next thing you know, what you see in what you see in the news, them talking about, hey, all right, get ready for a famine. There's a shortage on corn. There's a shortage on this. There's a shortage on chicken. All right, this, that, and the third, man. All right, all of these are signs from the Heavenly Father, man. All right, and then what? Once we see those things, we come out here on the highways and the byways, and we do these sit downs, and what? We inform you of these things, like the scripture says.
That's right, bro.
All right. It says, for which I am an ambassador in bonds. All right. That wherein I may speak boldly as I ought to speak. So the Lord has given you the knowledge to be able to understand these things, so you're able to speak boldly, so you can have that confidence. All right. The fact that you know this, that should give you enough of confidence in being bold enough to even stand out here, man.
Yeah.
All right. And say these things, man, because you see them for yourself with your spiritual eye.
That's right, bro.
All right, you got it.
Hey, back in Wisdom of Solomon, 2nd chapter, it says, let us fill ourselves, Wisdom of Solomon 2:7. Come on, 6, verse 6. Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments, and let no flower of the spring pass by us. Yeah, you wanna indulge in everything, man. We brought that out in 1 Corinthians. All right, everything that's lawful is not expedient. You can't just be indulging in everything, man. Because once you do, where did the truth fit in? You know. But it says, let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. Now we know rosebuds, they do what? They get withered. All right, they die off. But that crown of life, that's eternal, man. You don't want to crown yourself with this life, because when you're going to look, that crown going to be withered away, man.
Yeah.
All right? But it says, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2, verse 9, let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness. Get that word out, voluptuousness. It says, let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place, for this is our portion and our lot is this, right, man? Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place. You want to see this, see that, go here, go that. But what happens to the truth in that process? You get further and further away from the holy house of faith, man. The closer you get to the world is the further you get away from this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. And we want to cling on to this, man. This is our first love. Yahushua spoke against the 7 churches, and he said, what? I have somewhat against thee, man. All right, because thou hast left thy first love. So, and then he says, what? Turn unto it again and repent. At least I come unto you, man. Yahushua is about to come back, man. And he's looking for faith on the earth. He's looking for unwavering men that stand stiff, men that mean what they say and stand on it, man. Because how are you going to stand in boldness, all right, if you're not backed by anything, man? Esau is going to stand in boldness, right? Because he's backed by his military. He's backed by his left-handed power for a short period of time. We're standing in boldness because we're backed by the scriptures. We're backed by the precepts, and they're coming to pass. But it says, you got it up? Yeah. You got it.
All right. It says voluptuous. All right. It says well-tuned. It says well-endowed. Okay. Let's see. I'm not sure what kind of word you're looking for.
Seductive. It says curvaceous and sexually attractive. Right, man. And that's the ways of this world, man. All right. This world is voluptuous. All right. It's seducing. It's seductive. It'll draw you in, right? Yeah. It'll have you looking at that lady in a red dress. You're like, man, she look good. You rubbing your hands like Birdman. Next thing you know, you get close and you like, that's a man. That's the thing that the world will do to you, man. Yeah. Being in that mindset. Not saying it's an actual man, but it'll deceive you. It's a mirage, man. Like when you get hungry, they had them old movies, right? When you get hungry in the desert, right? The next thing you know, you get so hungry, you start bugging out. You thinking that cactus is a chicken burger, man. You thinking that it's rotisserie chicken. You get closer and closer to that cactus, and you You about to jump on it because you ain't had a meal in a while and you get pricked all up in the face, man. Oh, it's a cactus. That's the ways of this world, man. You get close to, you start, the scriptures tell you in Proverbs, keep me away from the strange woman that flatters her lips, but her end is bitter as wormwood, man. And America goes into bitter, man. Brother got another precept, Matthew 17, 7 to 19, the water. It says, every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. That's right, brother. You got it, man.
So read it one more time.
It's on there. You can read it. About to fix the camera. All right, it's Matthew. I'll read it for you. Matthew 7 to 19. It says, every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire.
That's right. And that tree, America can be likened into a tree, man, because it's philosophies, man. It doesn't bring forth anything good.
Yeah.
All right. All it brings forth is death. All right. Their philosophies and the things that it brings forth is death. All right. They say, you would think that it would bring forth something, but it doesn't, because they promote that, man. All right. You have these what do they call them? The abortion centers and different things like that. All right. They cutting off your manhood. All right. Men can become women, like and vice versa. All of this is anti-Messiah, man. It stops the procreation, man. All right. The order of things.
Yep.
So it ain't gonna bring forth fruit, man. All right. But these scriptures, and the way that the scriptures are taught, man, they bring forth fruit, man. All right. They bring forth good fruit, man. All right. And you can see it, man, within the brother's spirit, man. The different brothers that are posted all over the four corners of the world, man. All right. You can see, man, because brothers' camps are growing, brothers are growing, different things like that.
That's right, brother. Hey, just backing the brother basic wisdom up. Shalom, brother. The water for the precepts. This is Matthew 3 and 8. We read through 10. It says, bring forth therefore fruits meet for repentance. So you want to bring forth fruits that are going to come in this truth and have that God-like sorrow, man. All right, that contrite spirit. All right, of when to get in line, when to get in order, being sorrow for the works they did in the world, man. You don't want to bring fruit into this thing where they just don't have nothing to be sorrowful, thinking that, I'm perfect, I don't have to work on things, I don't have to repent. Yeah. You want to bring forth men that fear the Lord, man. All right, and that's what the apostles of Great Millstone, our teachers, that's what they've done, man. And you see men across the four corners coming under that same likeness. Because guess what? You will know a tree by its fruit. All right? It says, and think not to yourselves, we have Abraham to our father, for I say unto you that the Most High is able of these stones to raise up children unto Abraham. So the Most High don't need us, man. So it will behoove us to get in order and get in that right mindset to where the Lord, he sees that our works are acceptable, man. All right? But this is verse 10, is just backing the brother up. It says, and now also the axe is laid into the root of the tree. Bro. It says, and now, let this pass. All right, Matthew 3 and 10. Hey, just a side note, Akim. These loud chariots in Babylon, the real chariots in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, they don't make any sound, man. All right, the elder Yakanah saw a chariot, all right, around where he lives in the daytime, man. Glittering, man. Glittering spear, man. Making no sound, moving it through the air and then gone, man. So we're looking forward to that. Just a side note, but it says, Matthew 3 and 10, and now also the axe is laid unto the root of the trees. Therefore, every tree which bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire.
Yeah, and that's ultimately what's going to happen to America, man, because it's not fruitful. All right, it's going to get hewn down. It's going to get hewn down, man. All right, and how it's going to get hewn down by Yahweh Shai. All right, and it's already being cut, man. All right, because it's already being cut down, man, by this word. All right, we can already see that this place is losing its flavor, man.
God, bro. Hey, that's a good point because this place is losing its flavor, and the Lord tells us what we are the salt of the earth.
Yeah.
So if we're that elect, we can never lose our flavor. So
Wow.
why diminish ourselves or decrease our worth by giving into the world, man? When you start partaking in the ways of the world and the customs, you look crazy to the Most High, man.
Yeah.
You just make your worth diminish, man. All
Yeah.
right,
It don't make you special no more.
that's right,
You
bro.
know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
It's like you meet the chick, right? You
Oh
know,
yeah, God, bro.
it's like you meet the chick, man. You're not special no more because like you didn't did so much with everybody else, man. It don't make you special.
Right.
All right? That's what makes us special, man, because the Lord has set us apart from the world.
Hey,
Yeah.
ooh, let me bring this out for you,
Come
man.
on, come on, huh?
Hey, just backing you up, brother. This is Deuteronomy 14:2. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power, and the Lord had chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself above all the nations that are upon the earth.
That's right. So the Lord has made us a particular people unto himself. All right, above what? All people that are on the face of the earth, man. That means that we're supposed to be acting and having a certain conduct about ourselves to ultimately where the nations look at it and say, surely these are people of the Most High, man.
That's right.
You know, but that's not the so, man. We look at it as astonishment. We look at it as a
Proverb,
proverb,
byword, yep.
byword, you know. We looked at the one that's always the ones to be, you know, cracking a joke, dancing, you know, for entertainment. There's a scripture on there too.
That's
I can't
wisdom of
remember.
Hey, that's wisdom of Solomon the fifth chapter.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just broke it down, but hey,
Nah.
I'm gonna go back to wisdom of Solomon the second chapter, bro. Wisdom of Solomon 2, and I'm gonna start at 9 again. It says, let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place, for this is our portion, and our lot is this. Right, man? Satisfied with what Esau has given them, man. This is our portion. This is our lot. Everything we can see in America, this is all we're gonna have. Why not live it up? Why not enjoy it, man? We're looking forward to a new heavens, man. All right? We're in dwelleth righteousness. But it says, verse 11, let our strength. Verse 10, let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Right, man, the apostles, the men of old. All right, we're not reverenced on this side. The scriptures tell you, I've set forth the apostles' last. All right, so ultimately, they're they're oppressing that poor righteous man. Right, notice the Lord said he's poor, but yet he's righteous. And to this society, they don't respect that. They don't think someone that could be poor and righteous. They think poor just because you're lowly, all right, or in a low estate, that equates with you being wicked, man. And just because you're up, so called, or balling, right, that means that you have godliness in you. It's not so. Most High, in fact, does the opposite. All right, but it says, "Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth." That's right. And here's the point: it says, "Therefore, let us lie and wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings." And that's us, man. We're clean contrary to the doings of the world. If you go around across the four corners, men of the Lord, they're clean contrary to the world. And they speak on it, they address it. All right. We go out on the highways and byways and we confess Yahushua. But it says, he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraided us with our offending the law and objected to our infamy, the transgressings of our education. That's right, man. The transgressions of your education, meaning you've been indoctrinated by the world, you've been polluted by the things of this world, so we upbraid you. We tell you the correct ways to be, the correct doctrine, the correct education. Because educate means to draw things out, right? So we bring out these scriptures and they educate, they draw things out of you, all right? They take off those strongholds, those demons, those spirits that the world puts on you, man. So we're persecuted for that. So that's why it says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness. And we can go back to that as we done, brother. You know? And that's us, man. It says we're clean contrary to their doings. To be contrary to something means against it. To be clean means pure. So we're pure against this. We're wholly complete against this place, man. You got it, brother.
All right, this is Psalms 119 and 9. It says, wherewithal should a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto according to thy word. All right. It says, with my whole heart have I sought thee. All right? Oh, let me not wander from thy commandments. So that's where a young man shall cleanse his ways.
That's right.
All right, shall cleanse his ways, meaning that putting off that old man, that former conversation, that old creature, and putting on the new creature, which is this truth. All right? You got something?
That's right. That's just brother precept.
All right.
All right. You can go back to Wisdom of Solomon 5th chapter.
All right. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5. I'm going to go to.
Yep.
Verse 2. It says, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5, verse 2. It says, then they see, it says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be ashamed at the strange of Shalakia. They shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they have looked for.
Amen. The strangeness of our salvation is us being beamed up and those chariots being changed. That's strange to the world, man. The world thinks that they can, like the brother was going into, you got green little men and those. That's the chariots are filled with men that look like us, man. The angels look like us. All right? They're so-called dark-skinned men. They're Jake, man. They're Israelites, man. They're witnesses. We're just angels in this lower state in these corruptible bodies. They have celestial bodies, man. It goes into that in 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter. All flesh is not the same flesh, man. All right? But we're going to be transformed. But right now, we're being transformed by the renewing of our mind, which is the scriptures first. All right? It tells you in Hebrews, you have need that you be taught again, man. We have our teachers. They aren't backed into a corner anymore. We actually see them. Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Rumla, Apostle Ricard. All right? The elders, the bishops. All right? We actually have visible representations of the men of the Lord that we can follow after, man. So we have no excuses, man. All right? You got it, bro. And hey, that verse 2 is going back to what you were saying, bro. That proverb reproach.
I'm looking for this one where it says, basically, it says, go to the end, you shall have joy. I was trying to think like, you have to go on the
Okay. I think maybe it's this one. This is John 16 and 20, and Shahawashah speaking. Verily, verily, I say unto you, that ye shall weep and lament, but the world shall rejoice, and ye shall be sorrowful, but your sorrow shall be turned into joy. Is that it? It's got
It's
more than 11.
It's worded a little bit different, but yeah, man. It applies because our sorrow is basically, these people, we preaching to them to try to make them come in, but they curse us out, they shun us, they don't pay attention, they don't pay attention to what.
I could have started. Okay. Well, yeah, that was pretty much the point.
But yeah, man. But these read it one more time.
This is John 16. I'm gonna start at 19. Now Yahushua knew that they were desirous to ask him, and said unto them, do ye inquire among yourselves of that I said? A little while, and ye shall not see me, and again a little while, and ye shall see me. Verily, verily, I say unto you, that ye shall weep and lament, but the world shall rejoice. And ye shall be sorrowful, but your sorrow shall be turned into joy. That's right, man. Our sorrow is going to be turned into joy because the scriptures tell you that this book is filled with lamentations, mournings, and woes. It also tells you that it's better to go into the house of mourning than the house of feasting. So our sorrow is going to be turned into joy. How? We're going to get deliverance from Yahushua. Everything that's written in this book is going to come to pass, man. Either it has or it has yet to come to pass, but it will. Yahushua said that himself. Not a drop, not a tittle in the law until all these things come to pass, man. So we know that these words are faithful and true. Scriptures even tell you that, man. But you got it, right?
I'm looking for it right now.
Let me bring this out real quick. All right. This is Revelation 21 and 4. And the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. Like it said in John 16, your sorrow is turned into joy, man. And that death, it says there should be no more death, No more death is us basically not coming back to the law, statutes, and commandments, and no more slavery, man. There's gonna be no more slavery for the nation of Israel, man. Just imagine that. All right, we catching hell Monday through Sunday, right? Not knowing when it's gonna end. All right, but we have faith in the Most High that He's gonna resolve all our issues when it comes to personal life issues. All right, and most importantly, the issues that we have with Esau, Edom, on down to those other nations, man. All right. Because if you think about it, the personal things we go through, that's really minuscule to the bigger problem at hand, man, which is these nations lording over us, man. We need divine intervention, which is Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the holy angels, to intervene on our behalf and destroy all these nations that are oppressing us, man. Starting with Esau, Edom, chiefly Amalek. You got it, brother.
All right. This is 2 Timothy 2:12. It says, if we suffer, we shall also reign with him. If we deny him, he also will deny us. So basically, if we suffer right now for the Lord, we're not partaking and trying to be all up into the world right now. We put off our flesh, all right, and we put on the spirit, which is this truth, then ultimately what? We're going to reign with him, man. We're going to be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, all right? But if we do as everybody else do, the 2/3, all right, and do as thou wilt, then the Lord's going to deny us just like we deny him because we're now in the world, you know?
Yeah, but one more verse, it says, verse 5, Revelation 21:5, and he that sat upon the throne said, behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, write, for these words are true and faithful. These words are true and faithful, man. Can anybody count on Esau, Edom? No, we can't count on Esau. We can count on Yahweh Shem Yahushua, all right? And that's what our trust and reliance it is, man. That's what we hold our trust in the Lord, man. We don't trust the system. The system is going to perish, man. It's going to be burnt up. You got it, bro. You get Wisdom of Solomon. Just finish up.
All right. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 3. It says, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he when he had some time in derision and a proverb and a reproach.
That's us, man. Yep. Who's called a proverb and a reproach on the planet Earth right now, man? The elect. Yep. All right? We're called what? Niggas, spinks, all right, wetbacks, okay? Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes. That's bywords, man. The Lord said we shall be astonishment in the earth, man. But that curse is going to fall back on our enemies, man. And we're waiting for that day. It tells you that in Deuteronomy. Then shall I put these curses upon thine enemies. Because right now the curses are on us, man. All right? Cursed shall thou be where thou go, where thou come. In the store with thy basket. It tells you in Genesis the 3rd chapter. We were cursed from the beginning because the Lord said what? Thou shalt get bread in the sweat of thy face, man. Thou shalt get bread, man. Meaning we're going to have to work, break a sweat, break our backs just to get a earnest, not even a bag of holes, just to get a bag filled with holes.
I'm about to say that out. Yep.
You got it, brother.
All right, this is 1 Corinthians 1 and 20 and 27. It says, but God hath chosen the foolish things of this world to confound the wise, and Yahweh hath chosen the weak things of this world to confound the things which are mighty. All right. So even though it says the weak things, man. All right, the places where people wouldn't normally look, to see, the Lord uses those particular people, man. And David was a great example of that. All right, nobody thought that David was a young man. All right, and Goliath was great, man. They looked at his stature, man. They looked at how big he was, how strong he was, how tall he was. All right, but the scriptures tell you, judge not a man according to his appearance, and judge him not by his stature, man. Judge him not by what he wears, because you don't know how the Lord doesn't deal that way, man.
Yeah, man.
Just
because a brother look a certain way, that's your own opinion, man. Yeah. All right, that's your assumption. And what they say, they even say that in the world. If you how it go out? It's like, what they say about assumptions? You make an ass out of yourself. Assumption, you know what I mean? So, yeah, bro. Yeah. So you make an assumption. The Lord, you don't know who this man is. You don't know what the Lord is doing, how the Lord is working. So that just shows, hey man, we gotta operate on how the Lord timing is. The Lord said He don't look on man for how everybody else looks. So that's how we should operate. Brother got another one. Zephaniah 1:14. The great day of the Lord is near. All right, Zephaniah 1:14. It says, the great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasted greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. That's right, man. The voice of the day of the Lord, man. The prophets. We're on the highways and byways and pronouncing everything that's going to happen according to prophecy. Revelation 19:10, man. In that day, the mighty man is going to howl and cry bitterly, man. The brothers is going into that. You make a man. Jake don't be dropping tears on this side like talking about. You know what I mean? So a mighty man crying bitterly, man.
Yeah.
Hey man, that's the power of the Lord, man. Esau, Edom, you gonna cry bitterly, all right? You other nations, you're gonna cry bitterly. Y'all are known as what? Mighty men, right? Y'all got military backing y'all, nuclear weapons, nuclear power. Russia got what? The great Satan, right? That's their nuclear power, nuclear missile, all right? That could destroy cities, right? So think about the power of the Lord, man. You got it, bro. The water, basic wisdom.
All right, backing up the brother that quotes that scripture. All right, this is Psalm. This is Psalms 34:17. The righteous cry, and the Lord heard and delivered them out of all their troubles. So the Lord hearing the prayers of the righteous right now, man. We're calling for the Lord to deliver us, all right, from amongst the people that are committing abominable acts, man. All right, the things that we see every day, man. That's why the scriptures say it vexed the minds of the men. All right, of what they seen, roughly paraphrasing. You know, it vexed their spirit, man, and it vexes our spirit when we see
Ezra said that, woe unto me, who would deliver me in those days? He's talking about these times, man. All right? Because we see it all coming together. It's all on the table. You got World War III. You got famine, pestilence. You got a possible false flag attack. Okay, all these things are just illuminating. All right? But who's having them illuminating and hovering over this place? Y'all about Shimmy Shine, man. All right? So we see the Lord's game plan, but you have to operate in that mindset. Operate on time. All right? Work out your salvation. This is 1 Samuel 2:6. The Lord killeth and make it alive. He bring it down to the grave and bring it up. The Lord make it poor and make it rich. He bring it low and lift it up. He raised it up the poor out of the dust and lifted up the beggar from the dunghill, to set them among princes and to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and He had set the world upon them. All right? The Lord said, he that overcometh, it's a revelation. The Lord said, he that overcometh, I shall make a pillar in the temple. So the Lord's going to raise up the beggar, the so-called, the beggar, man. That's us. It's likened on to us, man. It tells you in Deuteronomy what? You shall go to your enemy for food, for shelter, roughly paraphrasing. All right? So the Lord's going to raise us up from that dunghill, from that low place, man. From that trash pile, man. All right? And set us among princes. All right? And now we're going to be known as what? The sons of Yahweh Shemi Shai. That righteous man that stood in great boldness. All right? You got it, bro.
You got one right here. This is Daniel 4:17. It says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and give it to whosoever He will, and set up over it the beasts of men. That's right. So the Lord is in control, man. All right. The Lord is in control of His kingdom, man. All right. And He's gonna raise up one that is profitable, man. Which is Yahweh Shai ultimately, and the house of David.
That's right.
All right. And that's ultimately what's gonna happen, man. Jacob is gonna be the beginning, man. All right. And Esau's what? The end. All right.
You go back to Wisdom of Solomon, finish it up.
All right. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 4. We accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and his lot is amongst the saints.
His lot is amongst who?
The saints.
The who?
Amongst the saints.
Amongst the saints, man. All right. So they counted our lives madness. He's going out on the highways and byways. Why is he out here on 3 times a week? Why is he always out here, man? Seasons pass. Mardi Gras comes. Valentine's Day, Cinco de Mayo, Easter. We're still out there. All right. 4th of July comes, President's Day, all the folly days of this world, we're still out there, man. All right? So they look at us and they say, man, this guy's mad, man. This guy, he off the rocker, man. Yeah, we're fools for Yahweh Shai's sake, man. Let me get that real quick. We can end it out, man. All right? This is 1 Corinthians 4 and 10. I'm going to start at 9. It says, for I think that the Most High has set forth us, the apostles, last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to the angels, and to men. We are fools for Yahweh Shai's sake, but we are wise in Yahweh Shai Mashiach. We are weak, but we are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised. That's right, man. We're fools for the Lord's sake, but we're wise in the Lord. Meaning, the Lord knows what he's doing with us, man. And we know what we're doing with these scriptures, man. Starting with the apostles, all right? Rightfully dividing the word, going into these precepts, going into these breakdowns, and edifying the house of Israel, man. All right? With that, Lord willing, this message is edifying. We're going to say all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Akakodash. That's whom the world ignorantly calls God, and whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And in true, holy tongues by which you can only be saved by. Double honors to our teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well and are worthy of their double honors. Peace and blessings to you, Akim, pushing out this truth across the 4 corners during these last seconds of time. Kwame Yashala.
Kwame Yashala.
Baba Bob.
Baba Bob.
Until next time, Akim, Shalom.
Shalom,
Lord willing, it was edifying. Shalom, Akim.